Welcome back to Lacking Sense ATV. Today just want to make a quick video to go over the Polaris Sportsman high lifter, cooler rack accessory, and snorkel risers that can be purchased from Babb Industries. I saw this, thought it was a great idea, so I just want to give you my honest reviews, go over a little bit of the installation process to get this done, and answer any questions you may have. All right, let's get started. So this kit will come with 4 pieces when you purchase it, along with all the hardware you need to complete the installation. It's pretty easy. What I'd like to do first thing is set all my pieces to the side and go ahead and build this assembly. So to do it, you would just use the bolts and the nuts provided for each side here. One here, and obviously here and here. Go ahead and get those mounted, set it to the side. Come to the back of your ATV, locate the center black plastic piece that's part of your back rack, and that will help you identify the 2 bolts that need to be removed for here, and that's one here and one here. You will take the factory ones out, you'll no longer need those, as well as the one behind the seat here and the one behind the seat there. The new ones will be provided in the kit for you to install. At that point, you want to come over here to the side arm and find the factory bolt here and just loosen this one. This is a 532 Allen wrench, has a 10mm nut on the bottom underside. Just loosen it up enough where you can slide this rail underneath there on that side as well as that side. Once you've got those 4 bolts off, you've got the 2 on the side loosened up, you're now ready to assemble this to your 4-wheeler. So you can use this piece here as a good tool to line up your cooler mount as well as your holes here. Go ahead and insert those, get those started. You don't need to put those tight yet. And then you'll also put these ones in here and don't get those tight. They do have the factory nuts on the underside that you'll kind of might need to line up there to get them started. Can be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but once you remove the bolts, the nuts are still there as part of the 4-wheeler. So go ahead and get those in, get your side ones in. You got everything assembled. Now you're ready to just tighten it down. So you can come through here, tighten your cooler, your front 2. When it comes to this part, you're not gonna be able to use a socket. It's a little tight there. I took an Allen wrench and just turned it at a 90, held it in place on the top side, went underneath to the bottom side over here, and I'll show you. There is a nut located right there. Just put a socket on that or an impact, depending on how you want to do it. Hold it from the upper side with the Allen wrench, get it tightened up, and then you come up here to the front. You want to tighten those 2. That's it. Now the cooler mount is solid. It's not going anywhere. Really good design here, really high quality paint job. Really love it. There are some good and some bad with this. I guess you can call it the bad is you only can fit, according to his website, 2 different coolers for this particular mount. You've got the, I believe it's the Yeti Roadie, not really sure on the Yeti, but I purchased the Arctic 20 cooler. Found it great. It's pretty close matching the paint on the 4-wheeler. So it has options here for the straps. It will come with 2 straps in the kit as well for you to strap your cooler down. It is a little tricky. It took me a minute. The first time I did it wrong. I lost my cooler going about 45 miles an hour. It wasn't fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the easy way to do to avoid from having this happen to you. All right, now we got the cooler set in here. We need to get this strapped down to the bracket here. One cool feature is you have these 2 knobs on either side to drain, and he has allowed the cutout on this to make it easy to drain your water out. The Arctic 20, the one thing I do not like about it is it has a single slot here for your strap, not one here. So it lines up down below. My mistake was I ran this strap straight up and down on both sides because I couldn't support it on the front. And therefore when I went fast, it was holding here, came loose, came out. Don't want to do that. So the way that I've used it on the last couple rides, and it's worked great, is I run the strap through the bottom here, run it up through here at an angle, Don't know if you'll be able to see this, but run it at an angle from there, tighten it, and I'll do that right quick, and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so you can see what it looks like here. There's a couple different ways you can do it. You can just run it straight up from here to here, tighten it, let the slack hang. You can cut it. What I've done here was I wrapped it around the handle here just to help keep the vibration down, help support it to here, and keep everything tight. You can do the same thing for the other side, and pretty easy. You're ready. After you got it strapped down, lock your cooler up, and that's it. You're ready to ride. The only downside I would say to this particular product, other than the Arctic cooler designed for the strap, would be that down here at the base where the cooler sits, and I really don't care because it's a four-wheeler, but it will rub the color off of your four-wheeler, and it will hold some dirt down there every once in a while. I don't care. I'm sure y'all don't care. But if you care anything about a cooler and the way it looks, you may have to put something around there. But overall, it's a great product. Keep your drinks nice and cold. I've had this all the way underneath the water. Everything works great. Solid as a rock. Highly recommend getting it. It will set you back for this assembly around $330 like it sits. You can get the center part here for I want to say like 240 bucks or something. You can look it up on Babb Industries, and then it's like an extra $90 to get the two side ones, and then $40 for a custom paint job. All right, moving on to the snorkels. Again, these are Babb Industries snorkels riser kit. It comes with factory sleeves here to connect from where your old snorkels used to go. Couple different ways you can do this. Obviously, I went with the Rogue radiator cover. You may or may not have. If you haven't, your radiator cover probably looks something like this. And you will need to cut out in order to get those risers to fit. So first thing you want to do is remove your existing factory snorkels, get those out the way. Come over to your hood shroud here, and what I did was I took some tape, taped out a line, kind of the line I want it to look like, and cut it out with the jigsaw, and then kind of hit it with a little bit of sand in here. I tried the Dremel. It was gotten a little too hot, was melting the plastic, so I went with the saw, a little slower speed. Seemed to work the best for me. My recommendation though would be, when the existing parts in here, go ahead and practice doing your cutting and your lines and stuff on this piece that you're no longer going to need. That way when you're ready for your taped out lines to come last, you've already got those figured out how you're going to cut it and how it's going to look. Save you a little bit of time. But anyways, you get that cut out. If you have that one, set it to the side, and then you come back over, and you just, where your old snorkels were connected, you take these new ones that have the clamps and go ahead and clamp the bottom ones in there, and then connect it to your old, and get those, all three of those done. You can set your snorkel risers right in top of these, line them up the way you want, and then tighten those up. You can see the only recommendation I would say is make sure that middle screw there that tightens up that hose clamp is at a spot that you're successful when you go to tighten it up, because if it's at the wrong angle, it's a nightmare to try to get back to. You can extend your, these are my tubes coming, my port tubes coming from underneath the four-wheeler. I extended these up on a previous riser that I had, the Snorkel Your ATV. I decided to reuse those since I already had the clear tubing. You can purchase the tubing yourself and run them up. Bought some gray zip ties just to help make it look a little cleaner. From the front side, you can probably tell it's not as noticeable that I have those up there. Overall, it's a good look. No complaints out of those. I've had it over the risers, no leaks. Check the belt box, check the air box, no water whatsoever. Just a great design. I think those run you, 225 bucks to your door, and that's painted and all. So anyways, got any questions, leave a comment below. Ask any questions, need any help. If I missed anything, let me know. Be glad to help. I'll see you on the next one.